We're going to talk about current events. We're going to talk about news and hair loss. Now, last week on ESPN, if you haven't looked this up, you need to do this after this video. You'll have to type in the following. It's a long title. Quote, watch Tiger Woods is going bald and ESPN's Scott Van Pelt is only too happy to let him know it. End quote. So that's the title of the video. So Scott Van Pelt, who shaves his head completely bald due to his hair loss, had this to say to Tiger Woods. Quote, I'm looking at the kid on the back of this book with that sensational head of hair, and I've been telling you for a long time, bro, I am your GPS, and I want to know, when are we just going to come home, man? It's time to come home, end quote. That's what he said to Tiger Woods. To which Tiger Woods, as he's laughing, as he's doesn't really miss a beat, here's what he says back. Quote, I know, I get it, I know. I've got my helipad up top, and I'm very happy with that. He goes on to say, referring to his children, look at daddy with a full head of hair. Look at the hairline. It's done the moonwalk on me, end quote. Okay, so you can find that on YouTube. That exists. It's interesting to dissect this from a psychological point of view, which is what I'm here for as far as hair loss goes. Here's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing two things going on, and I think they reflect a lot of what happens on this channel with some of my viewers, but also it reflects what happens in modern day society. Now that just going ahead and shaving your entire head has become socially acceptable, for the most part, people, sure, some older generations will look on it as negatively to some degree, but for the most part, mainstream society isn't here to judge a guy who's shaved. It's a sign of masculinity, and I recognize that. So let's dissect this. So it's interesting how you've got Scott Van Pelt, who I don't know where he is on the Norwood chart, but I'm assuming he doesn't really have anything on top at all. That's what I'm going to assume at this point. So he shaves his head completely bald. And he looks to Tiger Woods. And I don't know, I didn't even realize this about Tiger Woods until I watched the video. I didn't realize that he had thinned out so much on his hair. I've even seen some things, he's had maybe some procedures done to keep what he has. Either way, no big deal, it's fine. But he's thinning out tremendously on top. It's not so much the receding hairline that I'm seeing as just the thinness on top. So that's what he's dealing with. We've seen much worse. It's Tiger Woods. When you're Tiger Woods especially, who cares about your hair? You're Tiger Woods, right? And ultimately I think that's what Tiger Woods thinks as well, because as he's being basically kind of jokingly pressured into shaving his head to become like Scott Van Pelt, who assumingly has no hair on top, I just love the confidence that Tiger Woods has, because in there, the exact language he said in there, he says, I've got my helipad up top and I'm very happy with that. He's very happy with that. Tiger Woods knows that his hair is thinning. He knows that his hairline is receding, and he's not worried about it. Now, it's not just because he's a multimillionaire. He's happy with it. At this point, he doesn't care. How old is he, like 40? He's only a couple years older than me. He's, I think, born in 1976, so maybe 41, 40, whatever. It doesn't matter. The fact is, he's very happy with that. And with a smile on his face, he told Scott Van Pelt he wasn't offended at all, and he admitted that his own children had been kind of asking him about it, pointing it out. But Tiger Woods is content with his hair. He is. And you can see that in the interview. He just laughs it off, because when you are losing your hair and people bring it up, what else can you do but immediately acknowledge it and raise the joke? He even, and this is original, he said that his hairline has done the moonwalk on him. I love that. That's new. I've not heard of that before. So it's so interesting to see this. And again, it's a reflection of society. It's a reflection of what happens to me as a video host talking about hair loss, because regularly, weekly, people say, when are you going to shave it off? Just go ahead, get the razor and shave it off. You'll look so much better. You know? And would I look better just shaving it completely off? Let's just say yes. Let's just say yes that I would. Okay, but see, that's not what I'm going for. Here's what I'm going for. I'm going for me being happy about my hair, about me feeling good about it, about me doing whatever I want to do with my hair. And see, that's the libertarian approach. Let people do what they want to do. If it makes them happy, as long as it's not hurting anybody, let them do it. Would I look better if I either buzzed it off or shaved it off or got my hair cut shorter, you know, go to a professional barber and get it done just right. All of those things may quite indeed look better than what I've got going on right now. I'm aware of that. There's so many perspectives as we look at this. Personally, we know my wife would rather me have shorter hair. We know my mom doesn't want me to buzz it off. I've got so many voices in my head. If you're Nick Shell, you've got so many different people telling you what to do about your hair and what they think looks best. And I respect all of those opinions. And the fact that I don't listen to all those different opinions, it doesn't mean that I don't care what somebody has to say. I appreciate all input. I'm open to constructive criticism on all of this, by all means. But ultimately, right now in March 2017, almost at age 36, weeks away from my 36th birthday, this is what makes me happy. I feel good right now doing this. I'm milking this for the last couple of years while I still have hair before I go into Norwood 4. I'm happy with this. And I think that's the takeaway from this whole Tiger Woods interview. You're dealing with hair loss, assumingly that's why you're watching this channel. Ultimately, it's about you doing what makes you feel happy. Because you being happy makes you confident. And you being confident makes you the person that you want to be. You can listen to so many different opinions. And there, like I said, there's a good chance what you hear as people tell you what to do about your hair loss, there's a good chance they're right. There's a good chance that you will look better doing what they tell you to do. There's a good chance of that. But there's also a respectable confidence in someone saying, you know what, you're right, you're right, you're right, you're right. You're all right. I would look better if I did these things. But right now, what makes me happy is having this hairstyle. And you know, for Tiger Woods, he's thinning on top majorly, but he's happy with that. So why mess it? Why should Tiger Woods have to give in to the pressure of shaving it off? And that's a reflection of our society. The good thing is, it's completely acceptable now as men lose their hair just to shave it off. That's the good thing. Here's almost the negative side of that. Because it's so acceptable, our society almost teaches you that because you're starting to lose your hair, therefore you must and should shave it off. And that's not something I'm ever going to accept. I'm going to do whatever I'm going to do. Whatever I want to do, whatever makes me happy. And that's the same exact thing you should do. You're losing your hair, I'm assuming, which is why you're watching this video. It's about you doing what makes you happy when it comes to your hair. You can try things out along the way, but doing what makes you happy with your hair, that is the right decision.